Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, what young people want to know from Arizona candidates for governor and superintendent of public instruction. Education Forward Arizona has created a nonpartisan website featuring student-led interviews with candidates for two state offices, governor and superintendent of public instruction.
Education is extremely important to me, as I believe that that is the way to pave the path for the future generations.
And education is important to me because it gives us an opportunity to do things that our parents never had the chance to, and to surpass, into certain opportunities and chapters of our lives that just, it's goes beyond what we ever could have thought of.
And joining us now is Rich Nickel, President and CEO of Education Forward Arizona, and ASU student Odalis Lopez. Good to have you both here. Thank you so much for joining us. Rich, we'll start with you. This is Ed Voters Arizona. This is part of what is this all about?
So earlier this year, we went out and did a voters poll to really do a couple of things. One, to figure out what was really important to voters in the state of Arizona when it came to education issues. And also to really start figuring out how we would get the candidates to start talking about real issues and kind of leave the rhetoric that I think dominates this space behind in someone. So this is really an offshoot of that poll, and what we attempted to do here was bring these candidates together and have students actually ask them questions about real issues and how they would solve those issues, really leaving the rhetoric that is so charged behind in those answers.
And the students were chosen in what way?
So one of the things that Education Forward Arizona does and is known for is helping fund students through scholarships. And so we have the opportunity to work with hundreds, sometimes thousands of great students every year. So what we did is really went out and looked at some of the students we had that really have an interest in being part of this. And then we're lucky enough to have four great scholars act as the interviewers, if you will, in this case.
And one of those scholars is with us, Odalis Lopez. It's good to have you here. We just saw you on the tape there for a second. But when you had a chance to ask questions, what did you ask?
Well, what I mainly focused on, as well as my other peers that interviewed, was asking them questions about how we'll be impacted by their election, and about their plans for bettering Arizona's education.
And so when you asked about that, did you like the answers you got?
My favorite part was getting a very humanistic side from them and getting to see that they didn't have to be defensive. They didn't have to put a view that we wanted to hear, but rather like their plans. And I'm very happy to say that all of them had great plans.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's encouraging. But your questions, how did you think the questions up? How did you try to form the questions? And again, you're kind of going for the more human aspect as opposed to just talking points, correct?
Mm-hmm. So we were very fortunate that Education Forward provided us with some questions, as well as that we formulated our questions and what we wanted to know. And the interviews were nothing super forceful. They were very open-ended questions.
Mm-hmm. And that's how this was designed, Rich?
Yeah, what we really wanted to do was give the candidates a chance in kind of a nonpartisan way to talk about their views and their solutions. So it wasn't a lot of back and forth, if you will, kind of news style or that type of interview, but really laying these questions out for the candidates, then letting them respond. And then folks can come to the website and really look at those each on their own and make whatever judgments they might make. We just really wanted to provide good information about education and their views on education for people to make their own decisions about.
And some of those, real quick, Rich, it's school funding, improved student outcomes, these sorts of things?
Yep, absolutely. Those are the issues that we heard people were really concerned about as we went with our voters poll. Not some of the more maybe popular rhetoric that we hear about, closing schools down or gender in the classroom or, things of that nature. So we wanted these like real core education issues to be at the front and then have them talk about solutions.
And Odalis, you said you thought they all had great answers. Did any of their answers surprise you in any way?
No, I thought it was very humbling for me to hear what they had to say. the one thing that Education Forward promotes is a nonpartisan view. We just want people to be able to see and be able to relate, and I think that no matter the outcome, it'll be a great one.
Did any of the responses help you decide who you were going to vote for?
I've never been someone that creates decisions based on what I've seen on TV or what I see about a person. I like to very much analyze people. So I think that in receiving their humbling questions, I was able to formulate my own thoughts, and I hope that other people are able to do the same.
So that sounds like a yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
was
there
a
we
great
go.
experience.
I can ask a question too every now and then. Is that what you, as far as the kids, I mean, there was an opportunity for them to see these candidates in a different light, in the light that's most amenable to maybe getting information from their end. It's got to help their decision making too, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And we want the students or other people to use it in whatever way they think is best, right? Like Odalis said, I think it really gave some insight for the students into, these folks are people just like they are. They have ideas and solutions. And when you take that out of kind of a, this debate style sometimes,
Yeah.
you can really dig into what they have to say.
Overall reaction from the students, what did you hear?
Oh, overall, they thought it was terrific. We're hearing a lot of good feedback in general, but we're happiest about the students' experience, and we thought that was really one of the keys to this, was how, students could learn from these candidates' answers.
And Odalis, as far as your goals for the future, I mean, what do you got planned here? Does this help shape that at all, or were you pretty much moving forward anyway?
It was honestly an amazing experience. I've always wanted to kind of get close to my community, especially being a minority. And the fact that I just became a citizen, so I get to vote for the first time.
Congratulations.
So for the future, I want to actually work in the medical fields. I'm currently majoring in healthcare administration and policy here at the College of Health Solutions. And ultimately, I want to go to medical school and become a part of the neurosurgery/psychiatry fields.
Holy smokes. Well, good luck with that. That sounds great, and that sounds like a wonderful way to get your career going with this process. Odalis Lopez and Rich Nickel, congratulations on this. It sounds like a good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you.